Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by longtime Patreon supporter Roxy. Huge thanks to Roxy and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Roxy reached out asking for a deck built around Ghired Conclave Exile, and I was more than happy to help her crush her husband. If you're enjoying my content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and if you liked the deck list, consider sharing this video as well. Ghired Conclave Exile is a 5-mana 2/5 legendary human shaman who creates a 4/4 green rhino token creature when he enters the battlefield. Additionally, whenever he attacks, we populate. And the token he creates enters the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So we want token generation, some token doublers, and maybe some ways to trigger our commander more than once per turn. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. For the past few years, Ultimate Guard has been hard at work finding ways to protect your cards without damaging the planet, and they have discovered it. Boulders, once made entirely of plastic, are now made of 87% renewable resources. They also come in a variety of sizes, including this new 133 card box. If you're like me, you have a ton of decks, want a little bit of space for your tokens in your deck boxes, and don't want those boxes filling up an entire suitcase, then this box is the perfect solution. Find it if your local game store carries the new Return to Earth boulders from Ultimate Guard, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. One last announcement before we get into our video. I've been invited to attend MagicCon Chicago. Let me know in the comments below if you're coming. I'll have more info soon. Barring an emergency, I'll be in attendance and hope to spend all 3 days playing Commander with as many people as possible. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath, Arid Mesa, Scalding Tarn, Verdant Catacombs, Marsh Flats, Jetmir's Garden, Stomping Ground, Temple Garden, Sacred Foundry, Spire Garden, Bountiful Promenade, Spectator Seating, Rockfall Vale, Overgrown Farmland, Sundown Pass, Rootbound Crag, Sunpetal Grove, Clifftop Retreat, Gruul Turf, Selesnya Sanctuary, Boros Garrison, Scavenger Grounds, 4 Mountains, 4 Forests, and 4 Plains make up our land base. Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Sakura Tribe Elder, Farseek, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, 3 Visits, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Skyshroud Claim, Smothering Tithe, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, and Search for Tomorrow help us to ramp out and stay ahead of the curve. Garruk's Uprising, Shamanic Revelation, Orin Frostfang, Idol of Oblivion, Eladamri's Call, Moonblessed Cleric, Enlightened Tutor, Worldly Tutor, Momentous Fall, and Return of the Wild Speaker help us to dig through our deck and find answers. Sundering Growth, Rootborn Defenses, Beast Within, Angel of Sanctions, Druid's Deliverance, Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, Generous Gift, Heroic Intervention, Boros Charm, Stroke of Midnight, Return to Nature, and Decimate help us to keep our opponents in line and protect us from their threats. Hour of Reckoning, Farewell, and Blasphemous Act all serve to reset the board as needed. Dragon Master Outcast, Goblin Offensive, Song of the World Soul, Monster Manual, Tristani Selesnia's Voice, Wolfgar of Icewind Dale, Aurelia the War Leader, Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, Helm of the Host, Soul Kindler, Terror of the Peaks, Rionia Fire Dancer, Harmonic Prodigy, Fresh Meat, Grand Crescendo, and Titanic Ultimatum help us to win the game. Supporting our plan, we've got Divine Visitation, Anointed Procession, Doubling Season, Mondrak Glory Dominus, Parallel Lives, Primal Vigor, and Odr Tak Deepest Foundation. Apologies to your wallet. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. Right on target. 10 pieces of card advantage. 13 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 3 pieces of graveyard hate in Farewell, Return to Nature, and Scavenger Grounds. 1 sudden I win card in Titanic Ultimatum. Of course, that's not our only win condition. Helm of the Host, when paired with our commander, gets pretty crazy, but it goes infinite with Aurelia the War Leader. Each new copy of Aurelia gives us an extra combat step. Of course, there's always the combo of Rionia Fire Dancer and Terror of the Peaks. Normally, we'd want to cast a bunch of instants and sorceries to trigger Rionia so that we could make enough copies of Terror of the Peaks to kill the table. We want at least 5 copies if you're wondering. The original would trigger 5 times and each of the copies would trigger 4, so that's a total of 25 triggers, each dealing 5 damage, or 125 damage total. But with all of our token doublers, it shouldn't be a problem to get 5 copies. Or we can win the game with my favorite combo in the deck, Goblin Offensive and Divine Visitation. Nothing like a heavenly host of angels to crush your opponents with righteous fury. Do you have a Ghired Conclave Exile deck? What's your secret deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. For only $25, you too can have a commander video built at your request. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Borgie, Exiled Rogue, Nazwin, Hector, Pedro, Tom, Echo Fox, Midge, Swifty, Lucius, Detroff, Rally Elf, and Frank. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.